how to deal with somebody who's trying to kill your sparkle, okay? There's 3 steps to the whole plan here. I'll break it down now. Essentially, it requires self-motivation, careful analysis, and improvement. Now, self-motivation is what we're first going to get into. In order to motivate yourself, there's hundreds of millions of ways to do it. You know, whatever you choose, be persistent, right? Whatever works for you. I could list a bunch of different ways. One thing that you're watching me do in this is create a little banner, poster thing, card, whatever, that helps me remind myself that, you know, it's going to be okay in the end, right? And it helps me when I'm struggling. That's something I tell myself over and over again. Mantras help me. Find what helps you and keep doing it. Keep doing it no matter what. The second step in self-motivation is focus, right? Keep at your goals and always carve out time for them. Always be working at that. You know, setting goals can be hard. I was thinking about doing a video on that later, but right now, just stay focused on what you have going on. You have to constantly be reminding yourself that you deserve to be somewhere, and like you deserve to succeed, and you deserve achievement, right? Everybody does. Keep focusing on focusing. That's really big. Courage is the next step. You have to go out there and face challenges and push yourself every single day, and that is difficult. One of the biggest reasons people are coming for your sparkle is because they lost theirs, right? So make sure you always face that side of you, no matter what. You know, build courage in small ways, and it'll help you in the bigger ones. After you take those steps of self-motivation, you know, whatever that means to you, and I hope you go and look other places for more information on that if it's something you're really struggling with. You know, the best thing to do is analyze the situation, right? Because this is about your interpersonal connections and people around you, probably a loved one, someone, you know, you can't just cut off, right? Like, because at the end of the day, a hater's gonna hate, and everybody knows that, right? But when it's somebody close to you who is diminishing your spirit, it can be a lot harder to deal with, especially when it comes to creative outlets and things like that, and even in just your day-to-day life. You know, when somebody wants to put you in a box like they've been put in a box, it can be extremely difficult to deal with. So you want to step back and analyze everything from an outside perspective, as if you were an outsider looking at your guys' relationship. From their perspective, you know, you're gonna want to step into their shoes and, you know, see how stuff in their life might affect the way that they're treating you now. Because a lot of the times it has nothing to do with you, especially if you're on your own shit. Like it's more about them feeling unsatisfied in their day-to-day, and it's really hard for people to get past that when you're trying to do something that makes you feel fulfilled. I'm just trying to recognize that pattern. You know, if they start lashing out when you are feeling fulfilled, like when you're going out creatively, like you mentioned stuff about it, like you can see a pattern in the way these people act. Best thing to do to make sure you can, you know, if you're going to try and get past this, is look for common ground. You know, everybody is a person, first off, and I'm sure if it's somebody you've been close to for a long time, you have those deep kind of meaningful connections, the stuff that, you know, goes way back, the inside jokes, the memories, you know. So you have to look for common ground, and always remember that there is like a step back into you know, a good side of things. It can be really hard to see how to do all of that when the whole situation is clouded by their dark kind of perspective on what you're doing, and distorted. And like I said, a lot of the time it's distorted because of things going in their life, going on in their life. You know, it could be something to do with the way you are reacting. You know, this has nothing to do with not taking accountability. Make sure, you know, when you are analyzing everything, you take a look at every angle, every single angle, because it really could be like you're just being rude. You know, at the end of the day, you could just be straight up being rude. But honestly, confidence and belief in yourself isn't rude. You know, so don't conflate whether or not your hope is rude. To move on to improving the situation, the final step in the whole plan here is a difficult step. You know, it requires some kind of soft confrontation, or maybe a very hard confrontation. It really depends on the person, and you're going to want to take a look at that. But you know, you got to say something, and part of believing in yourself and moving forward is all that, and understanding that like there is no hill that you cannot cross. And that's what this all is. You know, this is a hill, an obstacle in your life where in which somebody believes that they have some kind of superior perspective to you, and that they decide to look down on you because of it, right? So you got to talk to them and tell them exactly how you feel, and from there, you know, if they're completely unreasonable, then back away. There's no reason to listen to them or speak to them. A roommate situation, you know, you can kind of go ghost. If you talk about how you're excited in your day-to-day life and they are just shitting on you for no reason, like constantly hating, there's no reason to maintain that relationship. And I hate to say it, but some people just don't need to be talked to. Like, you can go ahead and see them at the reunion, you know, but there's no reason to maintain something like strong like that if they're going to be bringing you down, because those are the people that bring you down with them. And you don't want to be brought down. The next thing you do is improve your social circles, right? You're going to want to expand out and find new people with like-minded ideas who not fill the hole that person left, but you're going to want to find new people and new perspectives and learn from them, and build trust and stuff, and build a real community. Because when you lose someone, the biggest part of that is you're losing their place in your community, right? Like what they kind of brought to you, right? Like as far as emotional connection, maybe physical stuff too, but that's a bit narcissistic. I'm more talking about like the emotional side of things, where in which you're connected to somebody, and that's the loss you feel, right? You're mourning them almost. So reaching out to people, you know, you have wanted to build closer connection with, and maybe new people straight up that you've never met before. I know that's really scary, but you got it in you. We all have it in us. So yeah, reach out to people. You can reach out to me if you'd like. Leave a comment. I'll probably respond. Unless you're somebody that I like know, then I might DM you. The next thing to improve here is how you feel about the way others view you, because that has a lot to do with it. That can be hard to kind of pick through, but the best thing that you can tell yourself is, am I hurting anybody? Am I hurting anybody? Which is kind of a big thing here. While you know, their perspective is that just by your existence you're hurting them, and it is in itself, you know, hypocritical, trying to hurt me. Like, you are hurting my existence by putting me down. Everybody's a bit rude sometimes. You have to remind yourself that we're all in balance. Like, half of the decisions you make in life are going to be unethical to the whole moral compass, and humans on an average have a whole thing like that. So you need to consider that. Everybody's making mistakes like that. And as long as you're within the bounds of living in a society, you know, I won't get into anything too crazy here, but you know exactly what I mean, and it is it. You're overthinking, bro. You're overthinking. Dog, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You gotta lock in and do what makes you feel good. And don't worry about what anyone else is thinking. While the credits roll here, the last thing, you know, you can improve is your abilities, right? Go out, study, whatever you're focused on. And that doesn't mean going to school, man. The internet has every single piece of information on it. Go online, type shit in, learn a new skill every day. It's really not that complicated. Way cooler than doom scrolling too, feeling that sense of achievement and having something to look forward to. So yeah, peep the situation, subscribe. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all.